You don't need the echo. The echo.
Once it starts.
Yeah, once it, YouTube starts, you can echo, yeah, the echo's 30 seconds late. Oh, yes, it finally did.
Is this supposed to be Fox and somebody else or just Fox?
Just pause, just pause.
Shut up.
Yep, shut it off. Okay, now go back into.
We've got, Susan's not here? Susan's not coming?
Susan will be on. She's on.
She's on Zoom, actually.
On Zoom.
Okay.
All right, so, all right, before we begin, we just like to let everyone know that this is being recorded and that anything that can be said on here can be for at a future date if needed. Okay, all right, so Dennis, you can start off and
Why me?
because you're the co-chair. You're the
Why
co-chair.
me?
You're the co-chair. And
Oh, Susan's not gonna run the meeting? for
no,
me? Okay.
no.
All right, so my first meeting, so I am going to be initialized tonight, I guess, or initiated tonight. And so welcome everybody to the Parks Committee meeting for 2025 fiscal year.
Yes, so,
What is,
what's on the agenda?
I don't know. I think they're going to discuss the 2026 District 13 capital budget priorities and requests from community district needs.
Yep.
Okay, attached are the for year 25 responses.
Yes, so, Hannah, if you can, let's see, the first, before you do this one first, which is the second one. Yeah, click on the green, and then this is the second tab. Yeah, okay, so everyone who's seen this, we've done this before, every year. The community board has to put in, district needs for the community. It breaks it down into 10 different topics. This year, we're trying to combine them where, two groups can overlap and it'll be easier for us to digest. Instead of trying to go through the whole thing, which is, no, we'll be here till midnight, so
Easily.
easily. So, but what is given to us is, as you see on the screen, is budget request for what is given. You move to the next page on that scroll. And basically, it gives a list of what the needs are, that it's in the parks, how do you say, toolbox. Things from park maintenance, from park programming, parks building, trees, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What we've done is, in the past, we've put them in the budget request, which is the first panel. Go to the top one, first one. As you can see, it's the color one that we have. The people who are here has it in black and white, sorry. And basically, it breaks it down into two parts. The first part is capital, anything that is structural. Yeah, anything that is structural and anything that is
The guest side into the door.
the gas one is over there.
Yeah, on the other table, right there.
That's on the other side.
Right there, under.
Yeah, so
I saw a lot of, okay.
so anyway, the first part is capital, based on things that need to be built as structure, whether it's the boardwalk, new parks, renovation parts of it, is in the first part. The second part, which is what they call continuous services, means that it's been accepted and it just needs to be acknowledged for it to be continued funding.
Acknowledged by whom?
The funding is there, it's just that it hasn't disappeared. So it's just CS, you'll see it later on. CS stands for continued support, so that the money is still there and it's just continued to be finished until the project's finished, then we take it off the list. And the third part is the budget expense. Anything that is not a capital expense is it's a budget expense, and that deals with programming. Anything that deals with programming, lifeguards, things that are not structure. So that's how you gotta think of it that way. All right, so yeah, sanitation, cleaning for the.
Maintenance on board.
Yep, a lot of things. So of course, if you turn to your first page, turn to the first page. First page, first page. Yes, no, this one, this is number one.
Yeah.
page one, you see, right there, that's page one. All right, page one, of course, our top priority is, to rehab the boardwalk. Of course, it's always there. But we want it to remain there so that they know that it's not lost. I mean, even though they say it's funded, yes, we know that it's funded, but if we put it to the side, then they're gonna say, well, it's never been on that list again, so we
But they're
keep it up there.
saying, Eddie, excuse me, they're saying that it's in the
Design
design
that,
phase.
yes.
That only applies to the area down on the west side, right?
That part I will get to, shortly after,
Okay.
but there is, section or phase, not phases,
Phase.
parts of it that are different, funding sources has come for. The one on that Dennis has mentioned is the one on 24th to 27th Street
Okay.
has been funded already, but it's only 3 blocks. So, and that's not much because
Got it.
we have over,
2.5 miles
yeah,
to go.
2.5 miles to
Yeah.
go. And, is an ongoing thing. So we put it in there as our top priority as number one.
How long's it been there, number one?
Well,
Right?
no, it alternated, every now and then, it alternated from, what do you call it, the trauma center. We actually put the trauma center there as number one at 1 year for Coney Island Hospital. We also put in there the sanitation garage at one point,
Hmm.
number one. So, it varies, but. Yeah, but the boardwalk always has been up there because we know that, if we don't, advocate for it, it's gonna be lost. It's not gonna be lost. It's just that they're gonna say that nobody, has advocated for it. But for us, another thing is, this, district need is for 2026. So this is a wish list that we're hoping for, that the funding will come out in 2026. What you see now is from 2025. So this was 2 years ago that we asked for, and these are the responses that they have on
Oh,
site. Okay, so what you see, so if there's, let's say, no, let's say if there's a hole in the boardwalk, don't put it here. This
Yeah.
is not something that you want it to be done in 2 years. No, you want it to be done tomorrow. So anything that is, immediate, you call 311, give us the complaint number,
Mhm.
and we can address it right away. This is more of a bigger picture where we're saying that, look, we need a whole section of the boardwalk needs to be done. We need funding to start the design, then the section for it to be for the construction, and then the third part is the maintenance, which never gets funded, but we always, advocate for it. So that's why, something like this is a wish list for 2 years from now. So don't think that, we need to do something like a tree planting for today. No, that, we don't want to wait 2 years for that tree to be planted. We just want it to be done, right away. Call 311, we can put it in, and hopefully that will avoid the red tape and go through this part. Okay? All right, so as you can see, number one we put in is, fixing the boardwalk, which is still there. All right, so if you turn to page 2. There are some things that actually got, completed this year, which is good. You'll see as we move along, or at least it's in the process from where it is now. This part here is because of Sandy, we realized that, the shoreline is a big issue. How do we protect it? We know that, short-term, methods are to use, what do you call it?
Are you?
Page 2. Page 2. Page 2 on top. So it's number 3. We're at, priority number 3.
Oh, you skipped priority.
No, because priority number 2 is not,
Promising.
no, but it's not us. We're only parks today. Don't look at anything else other than, no, I don't want, remember. So we're not going over trauma center. Yes. So, so with, this part is we want, the parks to do their share because they have the beach. And we want them to to protect the shoreline. And any way they can do it, whether it's short term, which is dunes or seagrass, to long term, which is elevate the boardwalk, they said, right, with their suggestion.
Yeah.
I didn't say it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Or, putting in seawalls, which, is a bigger picture, which, we don't know. But we want them to look into it, and of course, the response is, they can't determine at this time, so, they don't know if this is the right group, but they are, because they're the one who owns the beach, the parks department. All right, so the next part is on page 3, turn page 3. Okay, this is a wish list that we would like to happen, but it has to start somewhere. So on parkland, we would like a new recreational center. All right, this has been, everyone always hears about this, but no one says, well, where is the blueprint? But you have to get the design, money to get the design, the construction and stuff like that. So what we've done here is we did put it in, this is like at least 5, 6 or 7 years old.
10 years.
10 years, okay, 10 years. I didn't want to go that far back, but knowing that we want a new recreational center that would be intergenerational, multicultural, educational, nature conservatory, adult vocational training center, emergency center, greenhouse, boathouse, and sports related activities, indoor, skateboard park, boxing rink, etc. Now, this center that we're looking at would be on parkland. So the parkland that we're looking at is over by Mark Twain Junior High School. There is that land around it, the handball court, the circle where the Operation Green Thumb is, and the circle right by the firehouse. So there is what we would like them to see if it's doable, possible, in building a recreational center. Well, make sure that there's anyone raising their hands in there.
Check.
Okay, all right, yeah, all right, so, and now what we also like to model after is Ocean Breeze Complex. Does anyone know where that is?
No.
It's, yeah, it's in Staten Island, which is really nice. It's run by the Parks Department, and their admission, yearly, what do you call it, fees are $100 per person versus, like $69 per person here for the YMCA. They are relatively cheap. So if you think if it's $100 per person, that comes out to about $10 a month, give or take. So I think something like this would be good if the Parks Department could run it on parkland. It'd be a perfect
Not
match.
to play devil's advocate,
Yeah.
but you're talking about putting it, well, I was back there with Marty Martin, this is
Yeah.
going back 10,
Sure,
12
sure,
years.
yeah.
You're taking away school property?
No, that's not school property. That's all
I'm
parkland.
not talking,
Sure,
well,
sure. It's
whatever.
all parkland.
It's used-
Open parkland.
it's used
But-
for the
Parking
kids,
more than anything else.
And you're gonna
Yeah.
take that to the circle?
No, circle, this is more that it's gonna be used year round.
I-
Circle only could be done during the summertime, when the weather's good. This is indoor, so it'll be 365 days a
I
year
think we got a better
versus-
chance of getting one of these people. put in
versus
building.
the whole
Give
year.
us a sense.
But the whole thing is, you have to realize is that what Green Thumbs does is basically during the summer season, winter season, if it's a greenhouse, is year round. Right? To play basketball or tennis courts or whatever is only on warm weather. You can't do that outdoors. If you have an indoor center, it's year round. So the indoor center gives it a lot of leeway of what they can do. And also, if you see, it goes also with intergenerational activities and other community things that we can implement into it. So using as Ocean Breeze complex, it's a good role model to follow. But of course, the last time we checked to find a recreational center, it costs about $90 million. So no one group or one council person or mayor or even borough president is going to put their whole budget into a project. They'll put it in phases, and that's what phases are, where they put maybe 20 million here for the design, 50 million for the construction, and then maybe the other 20 million for maintenance. So something like that, you can see can't be put in one lump sum. It just unless someone wins the lottery, then they can do it. But good luck on that, and and it's a lot.
Don't hold your breath.
Oh, okay, Jeff, what do you want to say?
First of all, I've been at the Ocean Breeze in Staten Island. It's a beautiful facility. It accommodates every age group. The younger ones pay practically nothing to join, and the adults pay about $100 per year. Besides that, they have a very large facility for parking underneath, and it's a very, very nice complex. What I also want to say is that we have elected officials, and it's up to them to really put into the Parks Department budget more money and not take away the money so we can have these facilities in the future. Thank you.
Yeah, and speaking about the parking, which is a good thing, because we're in the flood zone, nothing can be built up to 11 feet high because of the water coming into the water, into the.
Underground parking is a
So,
good point.
underground parking, but means that the first floor can be all parking space set. So if this is a center, everything will be on first floor is a garage space, and then upstairs or wherever the next level will be the actual center activities. So then the parking will be built in to the center itself. So because we don't want it to be flooded, and
Right.
something like that, let the cars be flooded, and I think something like that. And also, everyone mentioned that there's a problem with Mark Twain Junior High School. Well, then if it's a paid parking, we can have those teachers pay into that parking lot if it's needed. Because you see them always saying that they couldn't find it. So like I said, well, let's put it this way, right? You have to look at that. So something like this, I think you need to do. Yeah, because
Have an indoor parking.
Yeah,
spot,
that's
but I'd
it.
love to be happy to pay. for it.
well, that or get a ticket, right?
Alright.
Outside.
They got black.
Yep, well, no, not for the teachers, not for the teachers,
No.
not for the teachers anymore, it's only for the principals that can do it. And that everybody else has to fend for themselves,
Oh, boy.
yeah. Okay, alright, next page is page, let's see, further down, page 5. Okay, this, let's see, what we wanted our Parks Department to do is to concentrate on the green thumbs in the area. Because we know that the Surfside Garden at West 29th Street, Santos Garden on Mermaid Avenue, and the West 23rd Street Circle, right by Mark Twain Junior High School, just need more TLC. And we want to make sure that they are looked after, because those are our only 3 official Operation Green Thumbs in our area. So we're gonna leave it there for that part. Alright, the next page is page 6, is number 14. Alright, we want, construct, everyone knows about this. There's ever since Sandy and putting the sand from the northeastern back in 1993, what do you call that? The bathrooms have been buried. And they haven't gotten a decent bathroom on the west side of Coney Island, on the, I guess, right by past the pier, past the pier, yeah. West 22nd Street is the last one, which is with the amphitheater, that they have their bathroom. But past that, there is no legitimate bathroom that is there. It's only, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's trailers.
Trailers, right? They
Yeah,
have the
the
trailers still?
yeah. So, we still want them to advocate for public bathrooms on the west end of Coney Island. I mean, the east end of Brighton Beach, they have the other ones,
Does that go along with
walker.
asking for lifeguards there too?
no, but that's for expense. This is for capital, things to build. So we want this to have adequate bathrooms on west end, okay? So that's number 14. Next one is number 20 on page 7. Next page. And this part is, everyone knows about the Luna Park playground. It's over here. It's not the one, it's not the Luna Park
It's a
amusement
city
park.
park.
It's a city
Yeah.
park.
This one here.
Yeah, alright, we want them to upgrade it, because it's just needed, and, we put it in again. Some good news, it is in the capital part, how far it is, we're going to go over it very, shortly, but we definitely want them to give it some more TLC because it looks bad. Alright, so the next page, is page 8. And number 21, what we want to do is we would like to have a recreational activity in lieu of the band show. Some good news, they are looking into that and taking that band show down. So we just have to wait and see to what they're going to do with it. We also, for the people who are on Zoom, had gotten some information from Borough Hall, from Jeff. Jeff, mentioned that they had a meeting with the Parks Department yesterday, and they gave us some capital updates, which we will review after, this, wish list that we have. But, one of them was, about putting, something in lieu of the band show. So, we'll get to that later on, but definitely, has to be addressed again. So going down to number 24, which of course, this I think we could put under CS now, under continuous support. Because, we said we needed a dog run, we are getting a dog run,
Mhm.
in National Living Park. They started the design, they came back with the revised part, and now they, hopefully, I don't know if they're going to start building it yet, but the money's there. So we will take this out, Barbara, we're gonna take this out of number 24 and put it under CS as continuous support. So that, it's a good thing. So some things do work, it's just, we beg, and they finally listen, which is a good thing.
Good.
All right, so, next one is on page 10. Page 10 is, we wanna upgrade, okay, this is a nice, wish list.
Yeah.
Well, if anyone is familiar with, Brighton Beach, there's a Bay One, which is all the way at the other end of Brighton Beach, where it starts, where the plank starts. Uh, before, what do you call it, Sandy, there used to be a red building there. And what happened was, it's always been abandoned. It's parkland, it's on the beach, but since Sandy, it's, and, there's, the, what do you call it, the boardwalk, it's been lifted up. So now it actually covers it, but the property is still there. So what someone suggested, which, we appreciated, is that we wanted to see if they could make it into a more useful state-of-the-art, facility. Whether it's, museum, which I suggested to somebody, but if not, something that it could be dealt with a park house. All right, so, but
Type of infrastructures in that
they have to gut it, they have to gut it, it's because it's below, sea level, and, the sand is up to it on the rooftop.
building.
But there is a parking lot that's connected to it, which of course the parks use it, but there is a building there, so if they can use, foundation, build up, then it will be good. Yeah, definitely, yeah, and that's another thing, they can build up, so it won't, be effective with the next storm.
Correct.
So something like that would be good. All right, so that was a wish list on this part. All right, so, the next one is on page 11 and is number 34. Now this is thinking outside of the box or catching up with, technology. Knowing that, with new technology, using drones, we wanted, them to be helping the lifeguards.
They are.
No, in different ways. The one that they're using now are just alerting them, saying, it's 6 o'clock. No one's on the beach, please vacate, and, which is nice, okay, they're doing their job. But they could be more proactive in the sense of, if someone's drowning, they can't reach out there because of the riptide. You know what, send a drone out there with a life preserver or something, it's something that technology is there now. It's just more of, can we get it for us? Because, we're not pretty much the biggest beach here in New York City. Why can't we be, asking for something that, is worthy of it? The other thing that we did ask one time, but they said no, was, why don't we have jet skis? Because, it's more efficient to getting to a place, but because of the density of the crowd, it's kind of hard to veer in between, the people. But because the West Coast uses, jet ski, why can't we,
To do life saving.
life saving, lifeguards, so, but because it's too dense of an area, it just wouldn't work, but
Doing more damage.
so, but the drones, an alternative to it, if they can't reach that person quick enough, that the drone could fly over, drop a preserve, life preserver over there, and, save some more people, Alright,
Let's put that on the capital.
yeah, because it's not a program yet. We put it, they didn't say it's not, so, but they have to do further study, so we'll just, wait and see. Something like this is new. is no one has
It's a
really
new-
thought of it,
new
you know, and only we would think of it because no other community board has a beach like us, so.
Mhm.
So we have to think for ourselves. All right, page 12. All right, this is same thing, we're using new technology. Why don't we figure out how to make it work with us getting the illegal vendors off the beach and the boardwalk? Because on the boardwalk, it's easier because they're there. On the beach, it's really
Oh,
wide
for
and
sure.
you know, they're selling nutcrackers and you know, water, you know, and for them, you have to catch them. So if you can use the drones again, you know, in another way, you know, like you said, it's not.
It could probably be the same drones.
Well, you don't want them to, you know, stop, stopping
life-saving.
life-saving
No,
versus, you know, illegal vendor, but it doesn't mean that it can't be used in the same department, you know, if it's a parks department or if it's PEP officers, you know, because it's the
What?
beaches, the PEP
What?
officer, PEP.
What did they?
No, using the,
Yeah, I remember those
yeah,
guys.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but to use it, oh,
They did okay.
sure. So we're hoping that, you know, something like that, could be used,
Yes.
okay?
They did okay.
So, let's see, all right, so to continue support, let's see. There's on page 13, basically, is being done right now is, the maintenance of West 25th Street and the boardwalk. They're doing, how do you call it, they're fixing up their station. The Parks Department has their maintenance crew that's been really, how do you call it, a new roof, a new everything, and they started working on it. So this is why it's a CS, it's continued support. I don't know if anyone noticed, but around the boardwalk itself is horrendous. So they're working that at the same time too. The other part, that they're doing is working behind Mark Twain Junior High School, doing the handball courts. They're fixing it also in there too. So, all right, so this part, of the section, it's all capital. So is there any other things that you guys might think of that could be addressed? I have some things here that people.
Got them all.
No, we didn't, no,
Yeah.
but I just want to let people think, yeah, one, of course, is with like Luna Park needs to be, TLC. The other one is Grady Park. Grady Park, over at Brighton Fourth, Brighton Third, Brighton Fourth, and, Grady High School, is horrendous. If you haven't been there, it is like one of the last parks in a neighborhood that's been untouched, and it needs TLC. So we're hoping that elected officials will hear us, in putting money in there, or at least try to figure out a new design. They've done is, ABNA, within the last year, has gone and done some gardening, weeding, and painting of the park, which is nice, but it still needs a lot more, upgrade designs. There's a problem with homeless people, sleeping there, people hanging out, at night, because it's near a school. And you can't lock up a park. That's nothing. You cannot lock up a park because, people have to have access to it. And, but the only thing that people cannot be there is usually from dusk to dawn,
Mhm.
that is closed. So when it's dark like now, guess what? You shouldn't be in the park. When it's twilight, in the morning, then you can go in. Other than that, the parks are off limits in the nighttime. So that's, one part is, what do you call it, Grady. The other one is, they mentioned, I don't know if it's a park. Larry Major there? Is Larry Major on there? No, okay. One thing that, we're gonna ask, Craig Hammerman mentioned, Craig, thank you very much, is the, Guider Avenue. There's a triangle over there, by Coney Island Avenue, Guider and Banner, that's, untouched. I'm not sure if it's an official park,
I don't think
Barbara,
so.
or if it's with DOT. We can find out with Larry, yeah, because, right, because the reason why we don't think it's an actual park is because there's no benches there, and there's no real play area there. It might be more connected to DOT, which would be the ones that, have to deal with fixing it up. Cause right now, if you've seen it, it looks like it needs a lot of TLC. It needs more, what do you call it? Sections where it could be fenced off. And a lot of the time, the fencing, people park on there when they can't find, when they can't find parking spots, they just park onto the grass. So hopefully, if not the Parks Department, we could put it under DOT, as, a fixture. Okay, let's see. Other than that, there's nothing on the Capitol part. This is Capitol, yeah, both of you, one.
I'm concerned, I have a little concern about over on Bayview and 33rd.
Yeah, oh, yes,
With
okay.
the sand that's constantly coming.
Yeah,
3 serious
Sure.
accidents over there
okay.
because the bus can't come
no,
down.
oh, no, it's
Cars
always a
can't come The
problem.
other way, and then they're also having,
Mhm.
they're doing the road tests.
Yeah,
over there
yes,
Just
yes,
about
yes,
every
yeah,
day,
they-
and it's very hard for a lot of the people that are, taking the test for the first
Sure.
time.
Yeah,
The
to
bus
avoid
is
it.
coming,
Yeah,
And they gotta, they have to stop,
Mhm.
it's constant
Sure.
with the thing, they need to do
Okay,
something about that, and then the trees are
Yeah.
like hanging over too.
yeah,
So it makes it very hard to
sure, you
see
can't
when you're
see.
driving that way,
Okay.
so.
Alright,
Yeah.
well,
issue that
every,
needs to be
every now
taken
and
care of.
then, you two, every now and then, call 311. Give us a complaint number when you think it's more over to the side, on the other side of the road. Cause I know that, sanitation does go and sweep it, but they can only sweep it when it's less than, I would say,
Right.
2 or 3 inches. Cause if it's more than that, the sweeping gets damaged.
Sure.
So that's why Parks has to work with the sanitation. Sanitation can come and sweep it over, but they can only do the smaller section of it. But when it gets to the deeper part near the curbside, sanitation has to get their water front loader and pull over and
Yeah.
push it back into the sand. But definitely you guys call 311 when you think it's more than enough. Because we're not waiting 2 years for that to be fixed, okay? That needs to be done now. So something like that, whenever you see it, when it rains, when it blows, windy, because the wind does come down, we see it, and something like that,
Getting ready to be winter. and the
no,
snow.
but address it now, because remember, if we don't see it, sanitation doesn't hear it, and then Parks, no one's complaining, you know what I mean? So you have to just call them up, right, it's a city agency, they will listen to you,
That's been
and they give you a
constant-
complaint number too.
Constant
Yeah,
issue though.
it is the constant issue. I mean, we always bring it up at our district cabinet meeting,
Mm.
and it's something that needs to be addressed, and we tell, we remind them, because sometimes it gets too close to which time where they have to bring the snow plows out, and then they can't bring the other parts out, and they have to wait till spring to
Mm.
do whatever they have to do. But we try to remind them, ahead of time. Alright, so turn the page over to the next slide. This is the expense budget. Yes, yeah.
Comments on capital.
Yeah, go.
But first, I want to have a follow-up comment on
which one?
the beautiful Ocean Breeze Athletic Complex in Staten Island.
It is nice. It's
And
very
for
nice.
those of you who didn't see it, it has a state-of-the-art indoor track and field. And it's
Mm,
really
sure,
amazing.
sure.
And unbelievable exercise equipment,
No,
even more, I
yeah.
believe, than even the Coney Island Y has. And something like that would be just
Yeah.
incredible for the youth of
Good.
Coney Island. Now, something notable in capital that I see is omitted, surprisingly,
Which one?
the completion
Oh.
of Calvert Box Park.
Oh, no. it's-
Originally, we had
Okay.
a project here involving the bathhouse that was reconstructed, I
Yeah.
see. But this park originally, for those who don't know, Mayor Bloomberg
Yeah.
proposed 40 million. This is way back, many, many years ago. We were supposed to have 6 soccer fields, a
Yeah.
great lawn, possibly a nature center, a boat launch, a kayak launch, nature
Sure.
trails. And we wound up with only half that, roughly
Let's
22 million.
Yeah.
We wound up with just 2 soccer fields and a parking lot. And now we finally get the
Yeah,
bathhouse fixed
bathhouse,
up.
yes.
So clearly, I want to add that somewhere in the mid-20s, somewhere, for example, as capital, the completion of Calvert Bucks Park. And I did mention at the meeting
Mhm.
for Vital Parks yesterday
Yeah,
to
okay.
Commissioner Marty Marr, and I raised it to him, and he said, well, something like that is gonna, based on
Funding.
the political will, is gonna
Yeah.
cost upwards of 200 million.
Oh,
So,
Yeah.
but I think should not be left off the
Sure,
community
sure.
board's capital needs. It needs to be mentioned.
Okay, we're good.
You
All right,
make
so,
number 36.
okay, so, okay, that's fine. All right, so then we could say, if we can look into, well, let's see, What you have to do is this, type it up only because I'm not sure what the phase three, that's what it was. It was phase one and phase two. Phase two actually was the bathhouse. Phase three is what you needed, the final nation.
A mini
I know.
amphitheater. So
It-
it's
it-
the name,
uh,
Calvert Vaux Park, the
uh,
creator of the
What,
Central Park.
what I need you to do is just,
Yes, he was.
yeah, well,
Homestead, and Prospect Park.
yeah, alright, what I need you to do is just summarize it in a paragraph. Give it to Barbara, we'll put it in as number 36. So as, a wish list saying that if they can see if there's any funding to complete phase three, which includes, then we'll put it in there, okay? Because something like that is needed, yeah.
Neptune Park.
Neptune Park,
And I
Yes,
actually
it is
reached out
hard.
to one of the councilmen
Yes.
and they said that they would look into it, but I don't know.
I mean, the last time they had something fixed, well, not fixed, but put in there was a soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a good thing at that time, but I don't know, is it continuing still or?
That I know it was it's
It's
completed,
complete.
but like
but-
the water fountain doesn't
Yeah, it's
work.
okay.
I always call 311.
Alright,
The
what we could do
basketball
is with Grady Park, we could also put in the Neptune Park because,
Thank you.
yeah, because something like that, I mean, these are the small parks that nobody knows about, but unless you live down the block, you know.
Yeah, I always
I
say
mean,
my
like
kids
us,
there.
we know Luna Park over here is like, it's a city
What
park.
street is that on?
Oh,
That's right behind
yes,
PS 90,
like,
right here.
right behind it.
West 12.
No one
Yeah.
knows that it's a park, but it is a park.
That's a park?
It is a
Yeah.
park. Yeah, it's
Been in
considered.
that school for 14
Sure,
years.
sure,
and I never knew it was a
sure,
park.
sure.
Yeah.
You can see it from the subway station on top.
Small
You can
little
see it
things,
above
there's
and.
Two little slides,
Sure,
there's
that's
no
it.
swings,
Sure,
there's
sure,
no splash
yeah.
pad, the fountain doesn't work to drink
Sure,
water.
Tony out,
Sure,
cut the
sure,
fence,
cut
and
the-
then one day
yes.
my son, one of the kids
Sure.
found it going.
Oh,
my God.
That was it. That was it.
Scott
Oh.
went this way into the
Sure,
principal's
sure.
office.
Oh,
I think my
no.
mother would tell me to bring this to you.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Sure.
Boy.
So, alright, so for the capital part, that, yes, we'll bring those issues up, and, like I said, it's more of seeing what they're gonna say. Yeah, like I said, I know, knowing how the city is gonna respond, is more that they're gonna say, oh, find the money, and if there's no money in there, they're gonna say, the money that was allocated was all lost in the pandemic, because anything, if you remember, there was a section where they took all the funding from every agencies and put it in there. Now that the pandemic's over, question, where's the money? Yeah, where's the money? So if there was money that was allocated to a specific project before and it was not used before the pandemic, it might not be there now. So something like that, we can advocate for. But like you said, if it costs 200 million, I don't know if they put 200 million on that side of the creek, only because there's not many voters on that side of the creek.
Yeah, the money goes where the vote.
Sure, so, but if you had it for Kaiser Park, there's voters there, you see what I'm saying? So unless it was run by people who live in the neighborhood, who is, running with elected officials on that side, then that might get more, attention. Whereas if it was on the Coney Island side, on Neptune Avenue, is more visible to people.
Well, Park Chair Susan lives on that side.
Yeah, but she doesn't go over there to go to, use it, you know what I'm saying? Whereas Kaiser Park is across the street, you can cross the street, that's the whole thing, you can cross the street. Over at Calvert Road, you can't get there from here.
No.
You can't, so, not that it's not good, but you just can't, like, physically, okay, I'm gonna walk down the street. No, you gotta walk around the Copsey all the way around to, and that
They
is
built
something
the
not good.
bridge over the
Yes.
creek
No,
like
no,
they
no,
want.
sure.
They
No,
can
just
get
read the
there.
chat.
Oh, that's
So,
true.
we have a question, in the chat.
I
It's not
would-
it's not a question.
A
Let's
question?
not go into
Okay.
that.
I can't read it,
Oh.
my mind.
Alright, there's an error, says any 311
Oh.
numbers for parks repairs, you could email
Okay,
her the 301 numbers, and Mary from Vertical's office is saying, have you received any cost estimates from parks with regards to renovation of Grady Little Park playgrounds? Question mark. I can reach out to parks for this. I just didn't want to do this if you had already gotten to this.
no, we haven't gotten to it yet.
So,
But no, we haven't gotten to it, and we definitely would like them to give us an estimate, because something like this,
so I'll
it's
just ask
easily,
for Mary to, if she wants to
yeah.
comment.
yes. Okay.
Okay,
Ed.
hi
Come on,
Ed,
Mary.
hi everyone. Yeah, I'll reach out to the Parks Department because every year we sit down with them for, our needs, but I'll give them a heads up that we would like a cost estimate for renovation of those two projects, just to see if it can be in our purview, okay?
Thank you, we appreciate that. Okay, all right, so, yeah, because something like that, a simple renovation versus a major renovation can cost from like 2 million to 10 million. And depending, like the bathroom, already costs $2 million, so, and that's just building it and not maintaining it, because right, they have to have someone there to watch over it too, so, yeah, it's just, so. All right, so, all right, our next part that we have is expense, all right? So real quick, it's not that much, so this should be easy. Number one, because of last year, what happened with the drowning, this year there was a drowning again, so we're gonna keep. Sure. Yeah, yeah, page 14, number one, we're going to put that in again for hiring more lifeguards to the beach. We know that the Parks Department has been, trying to get it, but there's not many people applying for it. There's a need, but whether it's pricing or they found a better job, indoor pool job, that they, has less responsibility. Parks, what do you call it, lifeguard is a lot. I mean, they deal with all the public and, it's a lot of crowd.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Right, so we're keeping that in there this year. Page 15, number 7. This basically is asking about maintaining the boardwalk itself. As you can see, this is just the maintenance side of the boardwalk that we need, to address. So yes, we need it there, for what's that reason. Now we're gonna really skip all the way to page 25. Yeah. Everything else is the other committees, so you don't have to worry about it. All right, so one of the things that someone approached us at one time was they need to improve the trash removal and cleanliness of on the boardwalk. But we realize that people like to be conscientious of the environment and like to recycle. There is no recycling being
Yeah,
done
none.
on the boardwalk. So
Yeah.
everything gets shifted into one container, which is sad because, something like this, you need them to sort it. And especially at the beach, at the park, that you think that they would have something for them to, it's just that we asked the parks and they said that it's harder for them to sort it out. They don't have a station, I guess, to sort, what do you call it, the container to metal from regular garbage to plastic.
Right.
So, so they said it was harder, but because we're also working with sanitation and getting their new garage, we're trying to see if sanitation could work with the Parks Department to say that instead of going to, let's say, downtown Brooklyn for them to recycle, is that they can work with the sanitation department in a new location nearby. So we're hoping that they could work something out. Like this is all wish list now, so we don't know if they would even
Eventually,
think of
they're
it.
gonna have to recycle.
Yeah, it is a need, and for them being green, and the park,
They
it's
make
hard.
private business recycle.
Yeah, that's it.
Households and
Sure.
residents recycle.
And yet the parks
Lead by example,
beach,
please.
Parks Beach, is the one place that they don't do. So we're trying to encourage them to recycle, all right? All right, so the next one is on page 26, which is next page, and it's the last one, but we'll see. We need to hire more carpenters for the year round, for this, because we know that it's a need, and.
Didn't they hire more carpenters?
They hired one other, I think they hired two.
Wait, they hired
No,
one, which
one.
gave them two.
Sure.
They doubled their capacity.
Well, that's 100% there, so. So, but I think we just need to continue, because remember, when one goes on, is sick, that means there's only one worker. If we could make a team of 3 or 4, then, and the boardwalk is big enough that there's plenty of work for all of them. So I think something that is needed. All right, so this section of the expense part. Now, is there anything that we can put in as expense? But
Regarding the carpenters,
Yeah.
why can we not elevate that all the way up to number 2 for parks and expenses, find lifeguards? The need, our number 1 need is the boardwalk, the capital.
Yeah, but
So
but
the
see,
same thing for
these are programs now. These are programs. So now, yeah.
Marty Mar advised us back in June
Sure.
that they have 4 carpenters.
Oh, they're 4. Okay, yay, thank you. Thank you very much. Sure. but we still need more.
Wait, hold
But
on, hold on.
we still need more.
I'd rather see 40, not 4.
Sure,
Yeah,
four,
honestly,
yeah.
too.
Hold on.
How about hiring apprentices to work with the carpenters? They can split up
Mhm.
into.
Go ahead, Mary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Carpenter and an apprentice, they
Exactly.
can have
Yes,
8,
Mary.
2, 4 teams of
Make
2.
an apprentice program with the
Oh, we can't hear
city.
you.
Yeah.
Oh my.
We can't hear you.
Go ahead,
But that
Mary.
would take, you know,
Hi,
there
and I
Okay,
know, I just want, we had reached out to Marty about you know, for the maintenance work, not even the big capital work, but the maintenance, and he told us back in June that they had 4 carpenters and 4 maintenance crews working 5 days a week from April to November.
okay. All
Whether
right,
that,
that's
you
a
know.
big improvement from what we asked.
We still need more, of course, we still need more.
I think a half a dozen of each would be good, you know, I mean, 6. Yeah, and you can do rotations, you know, someone gets sick, you know, someone goes on vacation, someone likes to go on vacation during the summer, you know, I'm sure. You know, those type of things. So I think, if we can get it to 6, we'd be happy. And, you know, for something like that, you know, hopefully it'll fit in their budget. Alright, so, there's 1 or 2 other things which I don't know if Mary would know about. I know, wait, let me just, I know that Craig Hammerman mentioned this about, parks administrators. We only have 1 in Brooklyn. The Santa Ana has 3, Manhattan has like 10, and, you know, and Queens has like, you know, 5, and we just have 1. And that 1 is in Prospect Park. So we would like to see if the Parks Department can get us a park administrator for our section, or at least Southern Brooklyn, you know. You know, it doesn't have to be Coney Island, it could be Southern Brooklyn, Coney Island, Brighton Beach, Sheepshead Bay, you know, and sort of, so that, so it's something that we could do so we'll put that in and we'll request it as expense as a park administrator. All right, so,
1 second.
yeah, okay,
Jeff Center has his hand up.
okay, but what's up, Jeff? Oh, hold on. You're on mute.
No, I know, I got it.
Okay, I'm off mute now.
Yeah.
I just want to mention something that, you know, we try to fix up the boardwalk. And once it's fixed up properly, we have heavy vehicles going on the boardwalk.
Another problem.
So we should get a hold of this issue. You can't fix up one thing and then destroy it on the other end.
Yeah.
So we really have to have that conversation with parks and other agencies. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
No, that is very good. And, you know, we always tell the 6O and sanitation, the Parks
Someone
Department.
on Direct order not to be up there.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
Alex has his hand up. Go ahead,
Yes,
Alex.
yes, wait.
Yes.
Oh, we got somebody on the Zoom. Yes, Alex.
They're not the big.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if this is, sorry, this is my first time and I'm not sure if this is the right time to speak, but I wanted to understand how to add to this list of proposals for an improvement to the park. It's kind of a workout area right across the aquarium, as well as installation of some additional equipment there, like
Sure.
for valuable type of equipment. Sorry, and I just realized I have to raise my hand and I'm mute, so apologies.
Okay. 1 or 2 things. We can definitely put it in our wish list here. But what I would do, your suggestion is to put it in 311 and see if they have something more quicker than waiting for 2 years from now. But definitely, call 311 saying that you need additional exercise equipment on the
Where?
beach.
On the beach.
Yeah, on the beach.
beach.
And, you know, and then, and on our part, we'll put it in our district needs here, saying that we would like more, equipment on the beach or spread out, depending on, you know, where they can do it. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Mimi has-
Okay, and I did call 311, I called in Congressman, and they all kind of referred me here. I appreciate that you're saying 311, you suggested that if I call 311, they may execute it quicker?
Well, what you can do is call 311, give us a complaint number so that we can follow up on it, saying that there's a constituent in our area that is interested in expanding the equipment. And we can push it forward from that point of view, okay?
Understood. And I can email it to you because I have the email.
email to us.
Got it.
Yeah, okay, and that,
So,
and yeah.
and I should file it as a complaint, right? So I should, is it-
Either a complaint or a suggestion, because if you go
Got it.
on one in on the online, they ask for suggestions too. Okay, right, so Minnie,
Understood,
Um,
understood, thank you.
yes.
I understand that a woman was raped under the boardwalk, not long ago.
Okay.
And that people are living under the boardwalk. I don't understand who is responsible for making sure that no one is living there, for fencing it off and maintaining the safety under the boardwalk.
Okay, two agencies are responsible for, it. The Parks is responsible for anything that is in or under the boardwalk. And Breaking Ground is the group that deals with the homeless people and encampments. So those two are aware of the situation that has happened within the last month. We don't know what the result is, but we can find out for you. You can call the office within next week and we can find out, okay? I think they did, but I'm not sure. Well,
Yeah.
go ahead, go
They
ahead.
We need to add on for expense, obviously, PEP offices.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's a given, that's a given.
What number
But-
is that
but-
on it?
But that, I don't think we,
I don't see it listed.
I don't think we wait 2 years for a PEP officer, that we just ask them right now.
Just
You know
the
what I mean?
hiring of more.
Yeah,
Just
just
add-
hiring, that, yeah, I mean, something like that. I don't think you wanna wait 2 years just to say we need PEP officer. We call now and,
Just
you
do
know,
it, the more,
you
the more
just-
the better, just add it on.
That would go under expense, right?
yeah, expect, that would go
Could
under.
that
expect.
be number?
I think, I don't know if we put it in there or not, did we?
I don't see it.
All right.
I checked.
Okay,
No,
we can put it
It's
in,
not in there.
we can put it in, because like I said, I know we put it, things like this in the past and we just take them off, because it's just, it's, they said we do put them in,
Mary.
yeah, I know, go ahead.
I just want to tell you, because we were working on that issue with there was a couple living under the boardwalk over there. And from what we were told, I believe just today, they're
Oh.
not there any longer. We had reached out to Breaking Ground. If that's not the case, somebody could always call our office too, and we could look into
Yeah.
it as well. And it's always good to call 311 when you do see homeless there, because it's a very tricky issue to deal with.
Go ahead, Minnie.
Yes,
I wanted to say one other thing.
Sure.
I know it just seems like there's not a lot of enforcement of rules on the boardwalk,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that breeds an atmosphere and a tone in which, if smaller things are not addressed, then there's just a laxity, and then larger things get not addressed. And so maybe it would just be an issue of having people more, that having more enforcement and better morale, maybe.
Okay. Usually when we do ask for the PEP officers, PEP officers are, the Parks Enforcement Patrol Police. They are scattered all over the 5 boroughs. So it's not when we say we want more, it's not more for us, it's more for the whole unit. And that whole, unit there, I'm not sure what the amount is at this time, but we get at least, I don't know. Just guessing, about 10 to 12, and that's a lot. Compared to what everybody else gets, they usually, if any other part, they might get 1.
Yeah, but the
Mm,
problem with
yes.
the PEP offices that we
Sure.
get is they don't work nights, they don't
Yeah,
work
they basically
weekends,
work
they
on 9
don't
to 5,
change
yeah.
tours. So if you
Sure.
need them
Yep.
because you're having something coming up on the
On
boardwalk
the
at
weekend.
10 o'clock, oh, we
Sure.
don't change tours and we don't work. So,
But that's
good luck.
more internal parts
wow.
with what they have to do. But requesting it, yeah, it wouldn't hurt to request it. So Barbara, under expense?
I have it down.
Yes, alright, so we can put it in again, which is not, it doesn't hurt. For something like this, we could just say, we just want more PEP officers for our area, for the beaches, for the parks.
In their
for-
defense, though,
No?
if I may interject,
Sure.
in their defense, I did see a lot more PEP officers this summer enforcing
That was
the
good.
illegal
That's good.
vending laws and all kinds of stuff. So, I think there was significant increase in PEP enforcement this summer and a huge decrease in illegal vending.
Yes, which is good.
Although
Which
it's
is-
sporadic, the illegal vendors know when to come out, and when
Yeah.
not to come out.
Sure,
They're playing cat and mouse games all the time.
yeah, okay.
But,
Yeah, no,
definitely
it's
seen a
good,
huge
which is good, a good thing.
Our-
They're listening to what our response is, because since the pandemic, they were out of control. They were grilling on the boardwalk, which is like, open flame and it's like dangerous if one of those chocolate falls into the boardwalk and, it's like, but knock on wood, nothing happened seriously. So that's good thing. So, okay, so everyone who has this now, keep it guys, because the next one, we're going to be using it again for education, environment,
Yeah.
transportation, everything. But-
Regarding the heavy vehicles in the boardwalk, once again,
Yeah.
was Breaking Ground ever advised not to do it? Because I see they're one of the very few people
But
still doing it.
I'm not sure if they were, but the way for them to get to the site, I don't know if it's easier way of getting onto the boardwalk to the beaches. I don't know. I can ask them. We can ask them tomorrow. Find out. Can
You
they?
would never officially tell them
No,
not to do it.
they know not to put heavy equipment on.
They're still doing
But
it.
they're not. But they're
We
but
never
they're heavy.
officially, you never like you ordered, you went and
I
tore
think- I
PT
think-
down and you
I don't
tore
see the
parks
police
down.
doing it.
Yeah,
I think
they're
I
not,
think
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they'll get in trouble.
They cut it out.
Right, all right,
Break
but
ground.
like, but we can find out with the parks, that is, we don't have to wait 2 years for that. We can ask them tomorrow and say to them, look,
Well, the
if
parks
you guys are
don't-
doing.
Big white
Mark,
vans.
like to say something.
The big white vans are going back and forth, up and down
Yeah.
that boardwalk all the time, and that's what's destroying the boardwalk.
Go
Okay,
ahead, Mark.
right,
Yeah, we, in a parks meeting, I think last year, maybe the year before, they were explaining, well, if I gotta move some equipment, I gotta go down to 37th
Yeah.
Street and go around. So we're just gonna go over the boardwalk.
yeah, that was true.
Really, blah, 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 blah. No. So
Yeah. I think they have to have better management and more control over who gets on. Especially now that the Bolliers, which is over in front of all the entrances except for maybe 3 locations where it all was for counterterrorism. Because of the one time over in West Side Highway, it had the Halloween, what do you call it? People were, the guy literally mowed into the pedestrian walkway, and because of that, they said, well, why wasn't there any boundaries to protect them? Which is like, and that's why we got that here, which is good.
It's all over the city.
Yeah, which is all of it, which I'm glad that we got it now, because I know we were supposed to get it before the pandemic, because it happened right away over there, but because of the pandemic, it didn't happen till now.
Okay, reading from Daniel from the Alliance.
Sure.
There was a multi-agency enforcement detail on the boardwalk this summer and a dramatic difference from last summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the illegal vendors are organized, intelligent,
Yeah.
relentless, and operate around a detailed schedule.
Sure.
Let me unmute, Daniel.
Daniel, you can talk.
Oh, yeah. I was there
Daniel, go ahead.
Go ahead, Daniel.
that time when they came.
No, I just want, that was brilliantly read, Hannah, thank you. That's it. And I'll just add to that about, I think it was Mary who brought up the problems under the boardwalk as well as above the boardwalk.
Yes.
We've been making constant requests for the homeless. That is right around the corner from the office, right next to the Cyclones Stadium. And between Steve Cohen from the Cyclones and myself, we've made at least a dozen complaints just in the last couple of months about the homeless around there. So agencies are aware, but it is a problem that is deep and hard to solve.
Well, hopefully, these or the one that you see are transient, because they usually come here when it's warmer weather and they solicit and beg. They beg, and panhandle. Okay, that's a better word. And then once the people tours are gone, they usually
They
leave
go
with
down
them
to
too.
Florida in the
Yeah.
winter, Louis Esplanade, and they're all under
Yeah.
there.
So,
Stay off.
all right,
Sorry, Minnie,
yes, Minnie.
go ahead, Minnie.
Two things. One is, why would it be hard to solve that problem? Could you explain that? And another thing is, that section of the boardwalk that's so dangerous, like West 24th Street, why is there no warning to people who are going to cross that area that it's highly dangerous, and just letting some kind of warning so people are more aware? Can't the Parks Department just put up a sign or something?
Say what?
Warn people that
This
they're
thing-
entering the residential area of Coney Island? That's what you want
No,
to
the
do?
boardwalk is the map.
How about-
Oh, no, 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 no. Sure.
Huh?
Okay, one or two things,
Trip hazards.
the trip hazard part on 24th Street is gonna be fixed, within the next year to 2 years.
Mean,
Um,
it's a hazard.
yes, I know, but, they can't do anything about it
No,
at this
it's not that.
time. But, alright, but,
What,
but,
fixing West 24th, isn't that the scope?
yes.
With this rehab
We're gonna go over this. Alright, so. Alright, alright, so we're gonna continue this, but the one with the easy fix is not easy fix with the homeless, that is just, it's an ongoing thing with the city. And yeah, it's not only just us, it's a citywide problem too. Alright, so let's go to alright, for the people who are on Zoom, we've gotten this information from Jeff from Borough Hall at a parks presentation. So we're putting it up right now for you guys to see. If anyone who's online on Zoom wants a copy, we can send it to you after the meeting, okay? Alright, so what we have here right now is a listing of projects that were a status report project for November 2023. The first one is Astor View Park. They fixed what do you call it, the fitness area. As you can see, they put in a whole new fitness area. It started in 2022 and was completed by 2023 and is being used as of now. Next part is the dog run. And this is what we've been talking about. We can take it out of the capital part now and put it as continuous support because they have allocated $1.4 million. Thank you to Vertical, Councilwoman Vertical. She has put in the money and it says, as you can see, it's going to start for the complete of the fall design. It's gonna be in 2024, which is now, is in design, and the construction will begin next year on 2025 and be completed by 2026. Okay, so things are working, so we let you know. So continue to the next page, which is Brighton Playground, which is on Brighton Second Street. This is where they want to put in the volleyball court and pickleball. This is what they mentioned is 3.3 million. Thank you again to Councilwoman Vertical for putting the money in. It's gonna start in 2023, which is the scoping part, the design, which they came before us in 2024. And now it's gonna begin next year in spring of 2025. So by spring 2026, it will be finished, hopefully, you know. So going to the next one, Calvin Box. See, this is the one, what do you call it, Ron Greenberg mentioned. It was funded with $6 million from Councilman Brennan and the mayor's office. This basically is a comfort station that has been renovated and completed. And they have opened it now, right, as of 2024. But there was phase 3 to this. So we're hoping that they will continue to it. Ron will give us what more detail with the phase 3 entitle or what encompass so that we can put it in and see if they can address it. All right, next one is Coney Island security measure, which they put in those barriers, as we just mentioned. It's 5.15 with the mayor's office. They're all over in any entrances to the boardwalk, they're all up. And they have finished this early this year. All right, next one is Kaiser Park. This is gonna be done in 2026, expected to start in 2026. They're gonna fix the track and field. I don't know if anyone's been on that track and field, but there's some holes in there and some gaps that needs to be managed or maintained. So they're gonna start in 2026. So if anyone knows of that, it's gonna be fixed at that point. Next part is Kaiser Park. Phase 1, this is in 2 phases, as we mentioned before. There's phase 1, which is doing the pavement throughout the whole park. They're gonna start possible construction to 2026. According to this, there's a limited scoping project. There's no scoping meeting required. We would like them to present it to us before they actually put the shovel to the ground by next year, so that we don't be surprised by 2026. But they are gonna be fixing the path around Kaiser Park. But phase 2 it's gonna be finishing up is the playground and new what do you call it, safety surface, drinking fountain and sitting area. And that would be, construction would begin in fall of 2027. All right, and then next part is West Street, West Playground Restroom on West Avenue Z and West First Street, and West Street. That Councilman Vertical, she put in $2.83 million to construct a public bathroom. That is how much it costs for a public bathroom in the Parks Department.
It's not even that big.
Yeah, it's not even big. It doesn't even look nice. I hate to say it, but it's just, they're gonna start, they designed this way back then, as you can see. But because of the pandemic, it got held up. And then they had to start again in fall of 2023 and won't be finished until 2025 spring, hopefully. I mean, I've been there. Have you guys been there? Is people are asking where's the bathroom? There's no bathroom. So, all right, the next part is West 24th Street. Vinny, this is
There you
your
go.
question.
Yeah.
9.5 million. This was allocated back in FY16.
Mhm.
So this part hasn't been put off and put off. And now they're going to get to it, hopefully. Well, they showed us the design back in 2023. They're gonna start in the fall, not this fall, next fall, 2025. That should be finished by the following fall of 2026.
Yeah.
So we don't, we haven't seen any other parts of it, but we know that they showed us the initial part of
They're
the design.
redoing the sections of the boardwalk. Are they doing it in wood?
That, I'm not sure. I'm not, like I said,
RPL.
I'm not sure.
Uh-huh.
RPL, the recycle, yeah. Because,
But they're building a retaining wall as well.
yeah, and this is all over there, and this is happening simultaneously fixing the actual, what do you call it, the building. So, because if you could turn to the next page, it shows that, yes, it's Coney Island Park's headquarter compound.
Mhm.
This is literally the garage of where they put the
This is when I was
snow,
a kid.
where you put the sand combers, where they put the beach, what do you call it, shovels and stuff like that, everything that you can think of.
Lifeguard chairs
is
in
in there.
winter.
Chairs, the lifeguard chairs, yeah, you put everything there. So they don't expect this to be complete until 2027. And because they are not gonna be finished in 2027, people there cannot work there, are relocated at Kaiser Park. So if you see them in the handball courts, it was trailer, that's where they are now.
So the headquarters now temporarily.
Is in Kaiser
Did they
Park.
take over
handball
the
court.
park house?
The part of the park house and the handball courts over by Mark Twain Junior High School.
Yeah, that's.
Because they have a trailer there. So turn to the next page on, what do you call it? This one is, like you said, the feasibility part, this is the way they had the $115 million from the mayor's office. They actually put in the study back in the fall 2022, phase one, and we will review it in 2024, which is now. So we haven't seen it yet, so we're expecting to see it, if not now, by early 2025. So something like this will be on our radars to see what design they come up with for phase one. This is for phase one, but it's $115 million. This is a bigger chunk. So what you hear before between West 24th to West 27th Street,
57.
this is on the outside of that, yeah, okay? So,
Yeah,
but
but if that 3 blocks,
Sure.
2 blocks was
I know,
57
naked,
million.
yeah, so it's like,
What's
where
115 million
we
gonna
just,
get us?
yeah, so we just hope that they
12
know
blocks?
what they're doing.
Yeah.
True, sure, so, like I said, I'm not sure, but like I said, we haven't seen the plans yet, so we'll wait and see till they get. Alright, Poseidon Playground, this is on West 25th Street. What happened is it used to be on West 27th Street on the side, on the boardwalk. They're gonna relocate it to the purple side, which is highlighted on Surf Avenue. It makes it more better use of play area, because across the street is Surfside Garden playground. So instead of having on the, on the 27th Street, on the boardwalk, is now facing each other. So there's gonna be 2 playgrounds facing each other, which would be nice.
So they're
That
gonna
is
take that
nice.
real estate away from the.
Oh, no,
parks.
but the bottom part is gonna be where the playground originally is on 27th Street.
Okay,
That's gonna be there. That's where the original what do you call it, playground is.
so the park, yeah.
Yeah,
too
so
bad.
they're gonna move it up there, which is better because people now don't have to go all the way to the beach. I mean, truthfully, if you're going to the beach, you're going to the beach, not to a playground. So this playground is gonna be on Surface Avenue,
What's
facing
gonna happen to that?
Oh, it's gonna be, so I guess where they put the beach, lifeguard beach, benches, it's gonna be down there instead. Yes, Shawnee?
My question is,
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot about reconstruction for bathrooms and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Are they making sure that they handicap?
Oh, no,
accessible?
anything
I think
being
that's
built
the law.
has to be,
That's the law.
anything has to, everything has to be now.
Yeah.
Yes, trust me, Jonathan, they're not gonna get anything
That's
passed.
right, they gotta
Well,
be-
it has to be 36 inches wide,
And they
has
gotta
to
be
make sure it
resilient.
turn
Yeah.
and,
Otherwise, they don't get permits.
sure, yeah.
Excuse me.
So,
Bless you.
Eddie,
we got,
roughly.
half an hour, let's say half an hour.
Less than.
Yes, yes. Alright, so, that's for Poseidon Playground. Turn to the other part is Marlboro Playground, which is on West 11th Street. They did a ribbon cutting this past, spring, where they are gonna renovate their whole thing with two phases, as you can see. One is to reconstruct the public, bathroom over there. It's gonna start in 2025. It will be finished by 2026. And
1.5 million dollars.
Yes. yes, and that.
We're in the wrong.
I know, and phase two is gonna be completely renovate the playground, swings and equipment and everything that's needed. And that you can thank Councilwoman Vertical. Alright, so flip the page over, we have Scarangella Playground, which is gonna be named Captain John's Scarangella, right, Barbara? We gonna rename it. They're gonna change it back to where official. He's gonna put the full name because it was just called Scarangella Playground, so they're gonna
Yes.
call it, either captain was a lieutenant.
Officer.
No, not officer.
I thought it was lieutenant.
Captain or lieutenant, I think captain or lieutenant, yeah, Scarangella John Scarangella Playground. So they will represent his full name and not his, what do you call it,
Nice.
just his last name. Because everyone said, what's the last name? It doesn't mean anything. So now they're gonna put his actual title and his first name. So that would be good. So as you can see, it's 6.5. They're doing a big renovation over there, with the play area. They're going to have a bathroom there. Well,
Mary just said.
sure,
that
yes.
They didn't fund Marlboro Playground.
Yes.
That's,
Oh, that was
not a
previous?
district.
Oh.
From Councilman, it was an error mentioned, Marlboro received five
Ah,
point five
thank you,
million
thank you.
from Councilmember Brandon.
Brendan, okay, sorry, guys, sorry about that. Yeah, okay, so Brendan had, funded for the Marlboro.
And it will be
Playground.
police officer, yes, it will be renamed to
Sure.
police officer.
Yes. Scarangella, yes.
Eddie, I wanted to point out, the
Yeah.
official name is
Is-
Officer John G. Scarangella.
Okay,
Yes.
alright, so that it will be renamed, once it gets renovated totally, okay? $6.5 million. Councilwoman Zhang, put it in, I think they did it wrong because she wasn't here in, FY17. But she's here in, FY21, with Renoso
Yeah,
and,
she's like all over.
yeah, so she and the borough president had put money in there for a playground and for the bathroom too. So hopefully that will be finished by 2025 in fall. And then, the last one is Scarangella Rescue, which is what we mentioned. Yes, $6.7 million for it to do a conversation. So
She's gonna
yeah,
walk away with it.
it's gonna be something like that. They'll finish in 2026. Alright, so that's the one part that was a status report. So all these things that you just heard are in the works. They have funding, which is good, and they're in the next part. Hannah, if you could pull up the last one, there. Okay, this is the draft. This is very quick. The needs of what we're gonna request. These are the things that, the first part is Luna Park Playground, which, we mentioned. It is in phase one. I'm not sure what the yellow means, but.
You know where the squares are located.
Yeah, oh, no, I know, but, what the yellow, red, and on this part here.
Oh,
I'm not
Oh, I
sure. Yeah, I'm looking at the
Phase
other side.
one is yellow, phase
Sure.
2 is red.
Yeah, but then what's purple? No, it's this part. No, I'm looking at this part here. The boxes.
in between.
No, I know it's purple, but I'm looking at the box. Why the box?
The middle ones.
Yeah, okay, by the way, phase one is, they're going to be doing this in 2027. So this is a need that we're asking for. We're phase two, which is, as you can see, it's the green section. They're gonna try to make it into BMX park, or a skate park. So, well, no, the BMX part is in the old asphalt, so they're gonna try to construct a new skate park in that section, okay? Yes. And then, phase three, of course, would be the public restroom, which is needed for that, site survey, okay? But this is, a need for this area, so we're hoping that it'll be addressed, okay? So, the next part is the playground. I guess is more that they just want to continue, completing it, which is, putting more playground equipment and constructing the basketball courts and have a synthetic turf field, that's needed, in the area. So that, they don't give a date, but they're asking for the ask, and hopefully, it will be addressed. Yes, it is. The next part is Brighton Playground, which is on Brighton Second Street. This is, right now it's being funded, the first part, by Councilwoman Vertical. The second phase, which will be construction of the full playground, they'll have, more parts, which is in the purple section. That is not funded yet, but we can ask, Mary, you can bring this back, to see if it could be, put in the next phase, when the parks ask what can be done, okay?
Okay, will do.
Next part is the Marlboro, project. As you can see, phase one has been, put in already. Phase two has been, put in, what do you call it, for 5.5 for the construction part. Phase three has not been put in, which is the basketball courts and the handball courts. So, Zanera, if you can bring this back to Councilman Justin Brennan, to see if he can help us with phase three for the Marlboro project, Marlboro Playground. All right, and the last part, which is everyone's, favorite part, is Absolutely Park, which of course, now we're gonna have to put in, the play area too. Because the play area as everyone know, has been burnt down, the section, over the last 2 days. And we need it to be, addressed, not waiting 2 years from now, but to be done.
The people there are not
immediate.
gonna let you wait 2 years.
Yeah, like I said, we're not gonna wait, but the need is.
You're gonna have
is to.
protection now that
Yeah,
the money
trust
going
me.
for the dog walk, I just
Oh.
told you tonight.
No, trust me,
Yeah,
I know.
They
Like I
the
said,
money going to
The
dog walk to
councilwoman
fix the
knows,
park.
that this is in her area, and she can do whatever it can be done with the Parks Department. Because the Parks has to figure out what can be done in-house, and then what has to be done, what has to be reconstructed totally. So, hopefully, that will be done sooner than later, but the last part of the Absolutely Park is, in phase two, is to demolish the band shell. And to create some type of mini turf or multi-purpose, field. Or, option 2B is to demolish the band shell and convert it, the existing building into a restroom with a community meeting space, which would be nice. If they can have, a mini recreational center there. Phase three, which is to construct a skate park with seating. So that is the ask for Vertical's office, if there's money in the future for something like this. So, other than that.
Eddie, I just want to interject 1 second. So,
Yeah.
I mean, because last year, those prices went up significantly because
Sure,
last year
yes,
was
they did.
last year it was 4 million to demolish
Oh,
the band shell and 8
wow.
and 8 million to demolish it and make a
Sure.
community meeting space.
Yeah.
I mean, she only gets 5 million in
Yeah, I
capital.
know.
but
Yeah,
We can always ask the speaker also.
Sure.
But as far as the playground, the fire, I mean,
Yeah.
did you hear anything? Because like we don't have an emergency fund. I mean, we can certainly reach out. We're speaking to parks and we're speaking, we can
Sure.
maybe, but like we were wondering also, like, does parks have like, God forbid 100 times over, if my house had a fire, I would have insurance. Does parks have insurance for anything? Like we're trying to find that out too. Like,
Parks has insurance. Let's put it this way, they have a liability, so if anyone trips on there, yes, they have insurance.
right.
Whether they have it on the actual material,
Arson?
warranty, I'm not sure if it's under
It was
warranty.
arson.
Yeah, and arson too, and so I'm not sure if it will be
What's that?
covered,
Well,
but, we could,
no,
no,
it
it's,
burnt down, melted the steel all by itself.
no, actually, it said it was, someone said it was,
No.
tree that, got
It
burnt
was an
and.
accelerant that was strong enough to melt
Yeah,
that
but
steel.
like I said,
You gotta be nuts.
We're
if you're
gonna, we're gonna, we're gonna let the.
I don't, you know what?
Sure.
I think parts of fireproof or whatever it was that they used.
Yeah. It was strong, it was strong enough to melt it. It melted the steel. It
That's
did.
crazy.
It was just, I would say, yes, you wrote that. Alright, so.
I'm gonna stop there.
Yes, I'm sure. Alright, so, other than that, and there's one other thing which I will send out to everybody or put it on Facebook is Vital Parks. There's a new app that is being put out by the Parks Department and basically is more of knowing what's in your neighborhood. We're gonna put this on Facebook and send this out, to people, in general. Because something like this is more, new feature that they put in. The only part about this that we were kind of upset is that it did not include beaches. Beaches and boardwalk, and that is part of the parks too. But yes, Jack.
Yes, on that part of the vital parks, what's good about it is it takes in consideration all the parks in Brooklyn, and it's interactive, where you can hover over a park, see how close it is to, there's supposed to be any park, there's supposed to be a 10-minute walk. What your park is getting as compared to other parks in Brooklyn. So, if we're not getting our fair share, we gotta be very, very active in promoting our park areas, because other people are gonna promote their park areas in their areas, in their districts. So it's very, very, very important to look at it and compare. There's a lot of data on there, a lot of data, and it costs millions probably to put this project together, and it was very, very interesting. Thank you.
Okay, so what we'll do with the Astor Levy Park is to find out, because we have a district cabinet meeting tomorrow with parks and other city agencies. We can find out what, hopefully they can give us an estimate of the damage and what the parks can do and what money is needed to make it complete. Because we also, someone mentioned that they want to do a GoFundMe page. I don't know if that's doable for a city agency.
And give the money to the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. So I was very worried about saying to do that, but like I said,
But they're drinking.
but they said that. I didn't say. They mentioned it, and I said to them, I don't know if the city could accept it, and knowing the city,
Oh, somebody would
if the
accept it.
city would accept it, it will go into a big kitty versus going specifically to that project. Yeah, so.
That's
so-
called somebody's pocket.
So anyway, is there no other questions on the Zoom?
They could all unmute themselves.
You can all unmute yourself if you want to talk, forever hold your peace. But if not, our next meeting that we're gonna have is education meeting on Monday. Tuesday is gonna be economic and housing, and Thursday is gonna be environmental and sanitation with resiliency. So those are the next three next week.
Is mine, this following
The
week.
following week, which is public safety and transportation is the following week.
Yeah.
So, but all of these have to be put into, what do you call it, a wish list that will be drafted together that everybody will see for the, what do you call it, for the September meeting as a public hearing, just to let people know this is what we come up with. And then, in October, we'll vote on it and say, this is what we like, or if something was missing or something should be taken out, we'll decide in that meeting, in October. Because we have to hand this in by October 31st. So it's not like, it's something that we want to sit on, it's more that we wanted to have the members be included. And you guys being the new ones, is to figure out what is included so that next year, when you become the seniors, you can say, I remember when we put this in and it's still on here. You know what?
20 years ago, I remember.
She's
This whole sheet was almost the same.
Trust me, we have old sheets and we looked at it, we're like, they never adjusted.
They
Yeah,
haven't changed.
they just haven't changed. That they haven't changed. It's just that they always don't have the funding for it.
The answer is
And,
always go
yeah.
to your elected.
Go to your elected officials and we don't have the funding for it. And these are capital projects. So certain things that are capital is a wish list. Something that is more expense, sometimes they can allocate them, they could do it. But when it comes to something like this, it's more that we put it, what do you call it, your ideas and your input, and we make this district needs. So, one other thing, someone just handed this to us, that we have in Community Board 13, we had trees planted, over the last 7 years, 1,375 trees. In 2024, we had 256 trees planted, which is a lot, you know. But we need more because we all got affected by Sandy. We know all those trees that were there died and need to be replaced. So something like this, we still have to promote it. I think they're still having the million tree count. They planted 1 million trees 5 years ago. They will do another 1 million trees. So hopefully we'll get included into that part, so that we can get more trees, planted along the side. Okay, all right. So other than that, anybody else? That's it. All right. Oh, yeah, you can close the meeting.
I'd like to make a motion to close the meeting.
All right.